Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of Ancient History Part 9th. In today's session, we are going to discuss the topics that would be asked in the upcoming exams, and the topic would be from ancient history and are really important topics. So let's start our session and see what are the things we can learn from these topics and what are the type of questions we can expect. Before we start, the images, text, and other materials used in our presentations are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners. If you are the owner and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the same. So first we need to discuss is about the introduction. So let's see what we have. So Sangam age is the period from the 3rd century BC to the 3rd century AD in South India. So this is not the same Sangam age we are talking about that is related to the Vijayanagar Empire. That is the Sangam dynasty. Do remember that first of all. It is the Sangam age. Basically, it deals with the major kingdoms of South India like the Chelas, Choras, Pandyas and all that. And also related to their literature. And most of the questions would be coming from literature of the Sangam age. So the Sangam age period was from 3rd century BC to 3rd century AD. There were 3 Sangams conducted in ancient South India called Much Changam, Tamil legends say. So, according to the texts and according to the Tamil legends, there were basically 3 Sangams conducted in ancient South India. These Sangams prospered under the royal patronage of the Pandya kings of Madurai. 3 dynasties ruled during the Sangam age, the Cheras, the Cholas and the Pandyas, as I was saying. The key source of evidence about these kingdoms is outlined from the literary references of the Sangam period. So that is the whole particular scenario of the Sangam period. And when we talk about this Sangam period, the evidences are be coming from these periods and literature is also. So let's read further. Now, sources of Sangam age. The following are the sources of Sangam age. First is the Sangam literature. It is a major source that mentions about Sangam age, as I was saying. So Sangam literature takes a lot of questions into the exam. So we will take a deep look into this topic. The Greek authors, including Megasthenes, Pliny, etc., mentioned the trade contacts between South India and the West. Tamil kingdoms are mentioned in Ashokan edicts. So Ashok particularly built a lot of rock edicts, and in those edicts we also get to know about these Tamil kingdoms or this Sangam period. Adi Chanalur excavation brought to surface articles depicting the life of the Sangam period. So Adi Chanalur excavation is related to Sangam period. Remember that. Now let's discuss about the introduction to Cheras, Cholas and Pandyas of Sangam period. So there are certain things that we need to remember about them, like the Sangam period dynasty, modern day state in which they existed, ancient capital, important ruler, important ports and emblems. These are some of the important things from which you will always find questions. So first one is Cheras. So modern day state is Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and ancient capital was Vanji. If we talk about the important ruler, so important rulers were Cheran, Sengu, Tuban, and important ports were Musiri, Tondi. And if we talk about the emblems, so emblems were bow and arrow. Then if we talk about the Cholas, so Cholas were there in Tamil Nadu, and the ancient capital was Urayur, Puhar. Important ruler was Karikala, and important ports were Kaveri Patnam. Kaveri Patnam basically is on the bank of Kaveri river. That is why the name is Kaveri. And the emblem was tiger. Do remember their emblems. Their emblems are really important. Then came the Pandyas. So Pandyas were there in the Tamil Nadu region, and Madurai was the ancient capital. Nedun Chelian was the particular ruler, and Mujiris Muchiri or Korkai Kaveri are the important ports, and carp was the emblem. Now let's talk about Sangam literature, major source giving details of Sangam age. The Sangam literature includes Tolkappiyam, Ittu Togai, Patu Papatu, Patheni Kilka Naku, and two epics named Sila Pathikaram and Mani Megalai. So these are some of the important literary works of Sangam age, and they tell clearly a lot about the culture, the society, and the type of things happened in this particular kingdoms. Tolkappiyam, written by Tolkappiyar, is regarded as the first Tamil literary work, though it is a treatise on Tamil language. It also gives insights on the time's political and socio-economic realities. Let's talk more on Sangam literature, major source giving details of Sangam age. So, Itu Togai, 8 anthologies, consist of 8 works: En Guru Nuru, Nari Nai, Agana Uru, Purana Nan Uru, Kurun Togai, Kali Togai, Pari Padal, Padiru Patu. So these are some of the other works, and these are called the 8 works consist under Itu Togai, that are 8 anthologies. The Patu 10 idols consist of 10 works, and Thiru Muru Garu Padai, Poru Naru Ru Padai, Siru Panaru Padai, Perum Panaru Padai, Mulai Patu, Nedun Nal Vadai, Maduri Kanji, Kurin Ji Patu, Patina Palai, and Malai Padu Kadam. So these are some of the 10 books that comes under the Patu, and before that we talk about the Itu Togai. So these consist of 8 books, and these are some other literary works of Sangam literature. Then Pathin Inki Kilkanaku is a collection of 18 writings about ethics and morals. The most notable of these works is Thiruvalluvar, Thirukural, written by the renowned Tamil poet and philosopher Thiruvalluvar. Thiruvalluvar is the same poet whose statue you can see is situated or built in the Rameshwaram, and that is the most famous statue. Recently, a particular bridge was also created by the Tamil Nadu CM, that was MK, that is MK Stalin, to reach to this statue. The two epics Sila Patikaram is written by Elango Adigal and Mani Megalai by Sitalai Satnar. They also provide valuable details about the Sangam society and polity. Let's talk more on this. So other sources that give details about the Sangam period are commercial trade. Ties between the West and South India are mentioned by Greek authors such as Megasthenes, Strabo, Pliny, and Ptolemy. So that tells us that particularly they have lot of trade happens between the western side of the world with the South India, and that also shows that the southern kingdoms like the Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas, these are basically also very efficient navigators at that time. The Chera, Chola, and Pandya monarchs to the south of the Mauryan Empire were referenced in the Ashokan inscriptions as well. Ashokan inscriptions were basically created in 4 different languages: Brahmi, Kharosti, Aramic, and Greek. Then Hathi Gumpa inscription of Kharavela of Kaling also has mention of Tamil kingdoms. So do remember that as well. And Kharavela was the king of Kaling. Kaling was the particular place where Ashok marked the victory in 261 BC. Political history of Sangam period, very important. So here you can see in this map that how these particular kingdoms were at that time, as on the Kerala side majorly Cheras were ruling, then on the Andhra side, and towards Tamil Nadu side you can see Chola, and in the major part of Tamil side you can see Pandyas. So do remember their particular areas in which they have created these empires. During the Sangam age, South India was dominated by three dynasties, the Cheras, the Cholas, and the Pandyas. The Sangam period literary allusions are the primary source of knowledge about these countries. So, do remember that as we get to know about these dynasties, so how their dynasties were formed and what are their emblems, we have already discussed, and in which places you can find these dynasties, that is very important to remember. Now, sources of Sangam age. Now let's talk on this. So dynasties and important notes related to them. So first one is Cheras. So Cheras ruled over large part of modern day Kerala, as we already have seen in the map. Vanji was the Cheras capital. Remember that. During this time, the most prominent seaports were Musiri and Tondi. The emblem of Cheras is the bow and arrow. We already discussed. The first century Pugalur inscriptions references to three generations of Chera kings. Sengu Tuban, 2nd century CE, was the prominent ruler of the Chera dynasty. The military achievements of Sengu Tuban have been recorded in the epic Sila Patikaram, which talks about his Himalayan expedition where he vanquished many rulers from northern India. Sengu Tuban popularized the Patini religion or the worship of Kanagi as the ideal bride in Tamil Nadu. He was the first to send an ambassador to China from South India. So do remember Cheras, all about them and what they have done, and they are also the one who sent the first ambassador to China. Then comes the Cholas. The Chola monarchy of the Sangam period encompassed modern day Tiruchirappalli district, Tiruvarur district, Nagapattinam district, Ariyalur district, Perambalur district, Pudukkottai district, and Tanjavur district. Initially, the capital of the Cholas was Urayur. Later, it was shifted to Puhar, also called Pom Puhar. King Karaikala was the prominent king of the Sangam Chola dynasty. Let's talk more on the sources of Sangam age. So here you can see more on the Cholas. The insignia emblem of the Cholas was tiger. Patina Palai, a novel authored by Kadi Yalur, Uru Tira Ganar, portray his life and military exploits. Several Sangam poems recount the Battle of Veni, in which he beat an alliance of Cheras, Pandyas, and 11 minor chieftains. Vahai Parandalai was another important battle fought by Karikala. So one thing is clear very in this particular chapter, that you not need to remember all the things that are written. You need to remember the things like who was the particular king, and what are the dynasties and what are their symbols and what are their capitals and in which region they ruled majorly. And if something is important, like we talk about Thiruvalluvar, so that is important in case of someone can ask you related to the literature. He also constructed irrigation tanks near river Kaveri to make available water for reclaimed land from the forest for farming. Then came the Pandyas. The Pandyas ruled over modern day Tamil Nadu's southern area. Madurai was the capital of Pandyas. Their emblem was the carp. King Nedun Chelian was also called Arya Padai Kadanta Nedun Chelian. According to legend, the curse of Kanagi, Kovalan's wife, burned and destroyed Madurai. Madurai Kanji, authored by Mangudi Maruthanar, discusses the socio-economic state of Korkai's port. Now let's talk about the end of Sangam age. So the Sangam period saw its gradual fall around the end of the 3rd century AD. The Kalabhras inhabited Tamil nations between 300 AD and 600 AD, a time known as an interregnum or dark era by old historians. So that's all about it. So I hope you can understand this all things that we have learned about the Sangam age so far. and how these kingdoms were created, and what are the important literary works of that time. The most important thing about the Sangam age was their literary works. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you learned a lot of things with related to the Sangam literature and Sangam period of South India. I will meet you in the next session, in which we will discuss more on history. And till the time we meet, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.